Hi, welcome at part 2 of the Raspberry Pi Nintendo tutorial series. In this video we're going to assemble the case and put all the electronics that we prepared before inside. This will be a lot of fun, so let's get started. Okay, let's start. We're going to put our complete rig inside the bottom of the case, and this is it, of course. Here we can see all the openings, they're really neat. And I think the first thing we will do is put the power plug or the DC plug in here and secure it with some hot glue. Here's the power plug. The USB hub is already attached. We did this in the previous video. The indicator LED is also attached. So we just push it in and let's secure it tightly with a good amount of hot glue. Like this. So the next thing we're going to do is to get the indicator LED in the right spot, and we have this very neat cover which looks good, and we can push it in from the back of the case. Let's get it out of the way, like here. Just click it in. Yeah, like this. And then we can take the LED and push it in from the inside of the case. And it will snap securely together. No hot glue needed. Oh. Like this. Apply some force. Yeah, it's in. Let's see how it looks. Looks good already. Perfect. So, okay, this is the ATX Raspberry board. Let's get it in here. And all we need to do is secure it to the case with 4 small screws. Got them right here. I ordered them online, they're really small. I think they are 2.2 millimeters. Oops, a little bit too much. Let's get one. And let's try to get it in here. No tapping needed. The screws will tap into the case themselves. This is number 4 and the board is securely attached now. So this is the positive and negative wire. Let's grip it like this and install it onto the board. And the second part is finished. Now it's time for the Raspberry Pi itself. Let's get it in here. Be careful of the SD opening slot. It's really easy. Also, the only thing we need to do is attach it with 4 small screws. Let's do it now. The Raspberry Pi is finished, tightly secured. And now we're going to do the HDMI adapter. And this is a little bit more tricky because we will hot glue it and not screw it on the bottom case like this. And it will never come off again. Let's get some of the glue out. Perfect. So now we're going to put the Ethernet extension adapter in place. It can almost snap, but just to be sure I will hot glue it for safety. All done, tightly secured. So let's get one of the buttons. This is the first button, this is the blue one. And we have 2 wires, or actually we have 4 wires, but we have the wires for the LED and the wires for the button itself. So let's get the ring off, get it through the hole, through the ring, like this. We can just push it in. Everything all right? Yes. Perfect. Let's tighten the ring. It's a bit tricky, like this. And the button will never go off again. Now we can install the wires onto the ATX Raspberry board. Yeah, all done. Let's finish the case now by gluing the white decorative parts on it. So, it's drying. Let's apply some more glue onto the top. A little bit here. I'm using hard plastic glue, which dries really fast and is really strong. So, let's get the clamps off and do the right part. Let's get them over here. The clamps are a little bit too big and the Ethernet adapter is in the way, so I'm going to use crocodile clips or alligator clips to hold everything in place. Plate. It's dry and we're finished. The glue is dry and now it's time to insert the second button. Let's get the nut off like this. It's not tightened yet, because we need some room to access the wires later. And speaking of wire, there's a big wire coming from the HDMI adapter and it's going to the Raspberry Pi. There's a big wire, it's an Ethernet cable coming to the Ethernet extender. Then these are the GPIO pins, and there is a wire coming from GPIO pin 26 and 24 coming right into the ATX Raspberry. And there are also two wires coming to the button 2.
What the? Oh, nice! Not so tough now, huh? What? Come on, jump on my shell. I dare you. I just waxed this shit. Trying to back up? Oh, that's right, you can't! You're in my world 1-1 now!
Oh, snap! Check it out, Mark got a star!
What? No way!
Oh, yo, hey, Mark, man. Yo, maybe you step on his head now and see how many points he's worth, huh? Mark!
Oh.
The wires are finished. We crimped some male and female headers on them. This is the power and ground, and this is the signal and ground. Let's connect it to the button. Let's attach the wires to the GPIO pins now. Button 2 is ready, wired. Cables are nicely together with some shrinking tube. And now we're going to do the HDMI cable. So my cable is connected. And now we're going to do the Ethernet cable. So a little bit big. Let's twist it like this. And it's connected. Everything is well put together. And now we're going to take a look at the upper part. So, this is the upper part, or the top part. And here we have the stepper motor and the driver board. These are the LEDs we created in the last video. The rod, the cover and some screws. And this is the USB cover. And we are going to start with gluing the cover into the slot. The USB slot or the controller port slot. We do this with hard plastic glue. This works great like this. The LEDs are also pushed in place, and I'm going to secure them with some hot glue. Now we're going to attach the stepper motor driver board. Let's get it here. Let's pull the stepper motor out, and we will attach the board just like the ATX Raspberry board with 4 small screws. Let's do this now. Now here comes the interesting part. We will be putting the rod inside the cover, and we need to mark the rod with a black felt tip pen. Let's do that now. So the cover and the rod are in the correct position. Now we get the marker and put a black dot in the 4mm hole. We're going to use our Dremel to get some pieces out of the middle of the rod. Let's tighten it in our bench vise and Dremel a little bit out of the rod, just enough for the worm screw or the maggot screw to keep the cover in place. Like this. Let's see if it still goes in. Yeah, I can see the hole. Let's get our screwdriver and try to get the worm screw or maggot screw into the cover. The cover is opening very smoothly, but we can tweak it a little bit by adjusting the LEDs with a plier like this, or a tweezer, just to give it a little bit more room. Now we're going to glue the stepper motor in place. Oh, it's not warm enough yet. Now it's okay. Let's attach the motor to the board again. We'll glue the wires flat onto the motor like this. Now it's time to insert the USB hub into the special opening. Of course, we glued the USB cover already into this opening in the beginning. And to create extra stability, I'm going to use some rubber standoffs. This, and I'm going to get the USB board in place. Perfect. Let's use a good amount of glue. great. Now we need to make a lot of wires. We need to create 4 wires for the 4 LEDs, 1 wire for ground. Then we need to create 4 wires for the stepper motor driver board and another 2 wires for power and ground. Then, of course, we need to create the USB cable coming to the USB hub to the Raspberry Pi, and later we are going to assemble the belt and then we're finished. Let's cut, crimp, shrink and strip some wires. Finally, the cables are ready. Took a lot of work. Here are some female connectors for the stepper motor driver board going to the GPIO pins. Here are some male headers, female headers for the LEDs going to the GPIO pins and to ground. This is a female power connector going to the ATX Raspberry and going to the stepper motor driver board, and this is a ground wire also going to the ground on the Raspberry Pi. Let's get the wires in position. The wiring is done. Let's test now if everything is still working. Push the on button. The LEDs are blinking. No, they're not. And the Raspberry Pi is turned off. This is not good. Luckily, the problem is solved. I accidentally switched the ATX pins, number 24 and 26, so it would turn it off by itself. Let's see if everything is working now. The LEDs are blinking. Perfect. Yeah, everything is solved. Let's connect the USB cable to the hub and to the Raspberry Pi. And the adapter is a little bit too big, so I will cut it open so I have more space. Let's get it in there. You see the cover is gone and now it will fit perfectly. Below the wires into the USB hub like this, and then the other side is going to a USB port like this into the Raspberry. Okay, so we need some tie wraps and get all the wires neatly together. Like this. So the tie wraps are in place, and the only thing we need to do now is tapping some threads into the holes, and we're going to glue the USB hub. That's it for now. In the next part we're going to do the finishing touches on the case, installing all the software on the SD card, and we're going to play some games and do the configuration. See ya!